Welcome to the JBJ Management Podcast. I'm Willis Johnson, and you are?
I'm Samantha Gordon.
And I'm Camron Powell.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you feeling? Busy week, huh?
Yeah, very busy
A lot
week.
going on this
Running
week.
around.
Boss is like, this is my day every day.
Not much.
In the name of busyness, people are glued to their phones, and convenience is key. But a couple days ago, it might have been yesterday, META went down. Facebook, Instagram didn't work, and people went nuts. And then last week, AT&T went down for a few hours, and no one had any reception. Did any of you freak out?
What's next? What's going to crash next?
I missed the Meta and Instagram. I didn't even know it until I saw it on the news, maybe the day after. The AT&T thing, I did have an issue with that. Because it's interesting. My wife and I have the same phone. She probably got a 16. I got a 14, whatever. But mine wasn't working. And I was concerned. I didn't know what was going to happen with that, which leads me to, why do we need our phones? So, I mean, I think we asked this question once before. Yeah. Could you leave your phone at home and function?
Yes, if people actually used my work phone at my desk. Other than that.
Could you leave your phone?
I can. I've done it, and sometimes I don't prefer to, and I'll probably go back and get it just by nature of like Sam was saying, most people reach me via that. Like landlines are gone. We don't do that anymore. So for most people, their only point of contact with anyone is their mobile phone.
There's a scene in this movie with Clint Eastwood. I can't remember. I think it was Gran Torino. I don't even know. It may not have been. I don't know. It's some movie that Clint Eastwood. But everybody, this couple, they're having a date, and they're both on their phone. And I think his comment was, what are you texting her to say I love you?
Right.
Or what? She's sitting right there. Why don't you talk to her? I just think we become so dependent. I'm not quite sure we can function without them. I don't think we'll ever go back.
Do y'all put your phones up when you're on dates with your significant others? Do y'all put your phones up?
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mandatory. Not by me.
Oh, that's what I was wondering that too. Yeah.
Not by me. Not by me. When I was dating Sophie, it was years ago, and I remember though, I kept being on my phone, and finally I remember Mayor Laura Miller was calling me, and I said, "Hey, I got to take this call." Sophia got up. Hey, whoa, where are you going? Why don't you just talk to your phone? You're not talking to me. It was at that point like,
I knew I liked Sophia. I knew I liked her.
So yeah, we don't.
I think for me too, it isn't even necessarily dates, but like when I'm just around people, I'm not on my phone very often. Like when I'm around friends, family, anybody, like I think I use my phone mostly to talk to them because I live away from all of them. So when I'm with them, I'm never on it because they're who I usually talk to anyway.
I think it's just a part of my job.
Yeah, you get a lot of phone calls a day, so I didn't even notice the AT&T thing was down.
Oh yeah, that was a problem. That was a problem. I don't necessarily get a lot of phone calls. I get a lot of texts, and so which leads me to another question: how long does it take you to respond to a person's text? And are you are they offended when you don't text right back?
Depends on the person. I got some text messages right now I need to respond to, and I know I think about it. Yeah, when I sit down at the desk, I'm gonna shoot these texts and then get to work, and then it doesn't happen.
I respond in my head. I think that's the worst thing. I'm guilty. I'm just going to take this one already. I know it. I'm the worst at responding to a text because I read it, and in my head I respond. I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I'm like, cool.
Never hit send.
App, go about my day, go to the next day. I'm like, man, I haven't heard from this person. And I look at it and I go, oh, that's on me. And I feel horrible. The amount of I'm sorry's I have to give people because I'm like, I'm so sorry. I truly thought I said something. In my head, the response was there. I knew exactly what I was going to say, and I sent it. I forgot.
I found, though, a few influential people that I've been around, they're not as addicted or tied to their phones as other people are.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I won't call this person's name, but I remember this one person said, well, they won't do anything until I get back. Duly noted.
Speaking of being kind of chronically addicted to social media and your device, I've had this conversation with a lot of people as far as the world now versus how it used to be. Even if you just go back, like when I was a kid, 15, 20 years ago, whatever, most things were still pretty analog. Whereas, like we had phones, we had cell phones and things like that. People still had house phones though. You were still watching DVDs. You still go to the bank to do stuff. Nowadays, everything is digital. Your bank account is online. Your phone calls are digital. No one has a house phone anymore. Everything you order or do or speak to or talk about is all online. So how would you think we would fare if online just turned off? I think it would be. I think you asked that question in 2005, we'd be fine. Well, we wouldn't have Facebook. Okay, oh well. But everything else would probably still work out. But I think now we're at a point where stocks are traded digitally. Like everything is digital. And I think about this a lot in terms of cybersecurity and in a military aspect of like wars. I think the days of dropping bombs are kind of over with. It's more so not all the way, but I think
it's a bold statement.
I don't mean like over with, but I think the larger threats.
Kim Jong-un
are
somebody better talk to him about that.
If he can make it over here
in a minute.
But I think that we deal like the cyber threats are so big now that they can do a lot more damage potentially than like a physical.
I think
attack.
Elon Musk has us in a pickle because he owns so many satellites. Got to pay attention. And this is probably going to get us in trouble. And he's talking to Donald Trump because Trump needs a loan. Do you want the president to owe $450 million to one person who owns 14 satellites? I just want you to think about that for a moment. Now, I'm sure we're going to get a call. Somebody's going to call us. Who are these guys? Just saying.
That's never good.
Just saying.
Boss, are you familiar with Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
I know you're into boxing, and you've seen Muhammad Ali fight a couple times. But
I'm not into boxing like I used to.
Okay. But why? Is there a reason?
No. I like the heavyweights back in the day. They don't exist now.
True.
They don't. You have all these welterweights and middleweights and
what's wrong with that, man?
Featherweights. You're right. Featherweights. Right. I need a guy at about 215.
Oh, you trying to see somebody die?
No, they fight each other.
No, I agree. I think like the last of those really big was Mike Tyson.
Gone. Yeah, gone.
Mike that dude was crazy. But people are saying Ryan's gone off the deep end. He's been online lately, posting videos and talking about how the Illuminati's doing this and that.
Online on what? Like, is this on a social? Because I haven't seen anything on this. Is this on X?
Twitter.
Okay. On
Twitter,
X.
Facebook. This is like recent. This is like yesterday type. He was claiming that the Illuminati's real and they're controlling everything. But he's supposed to fight David Haney in like April, I think. And so people are arguing
that.
Is
this a PR stunt?
Right. Is this a PR thing? Is it this?
Drum
is that?
up the name.
So I don't know. But boss, you're not really into the new age boxers?
Tank. No, my phone's calling me.
Oh, well. AT&T's up today.
No, I'm not. Only because could they pack an arena? No.
Mayweather can. I think Tank can.
See, you're talking one or two.
Right.
It's gone are the days of the big guys that everybody wanted to see. I like heavyweight boxing. I don't know. This boxing is just not what, but that's. I think boxers are dying, and I think boxing is dying. I think football is going to die.
Really? Ooh.
I do.
Esports taking over. I'm telling you, they ain't want to hear us, John.
Wait, explain. I'm curious on that one.
Well, I was at a dinner with you the other night, and I saw a different side of you and the person you were talking to.
Yeah.
Y'all kind of got into that football thing.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows what a big football fan you are. I just think football is too violent. The field is the same size it was when it was created.
Leather helmet.
But when it was created, those guys were 175. They were running a 5.7 40.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, these guys running you got 260-pound guys that can run a 4.5 40. You don't want to be hit by that person.
A lot of velocity.
I think the game is too violent, and the injuries that are happening to the athletes. Have you seen these contorted body parts? That's not normal, man.
Not to mention CTE.
It's not normal. And I think we talked about this on one podcast. Somebody was fighting with Cam Newton or whatever. I think at some point we're going to be watching empty stadiums because the fans are too
rowdy.
A little bit.
Yeah, especially the Eagles fans.
Funny, I was thinking the same thing. You ever go to Philadelphia? They are a nightmare.
Speaking of, did y'all see that Jason Kelce retired?
So what does that mean for Taylor Swift? Since that was going to be her brother-in-law? No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say, it still would be. He didn't retire from being Travis's brother.
They're going to break up. You know, I told y'all that.
No.
They're going to break up.
No. Don't put it into existence. No.
It already exists.
No.
So why do y'all want them to get, them to get married?
They just seem happy.
Looks can be deceiving. You ever watch a movie?
I know. But they seem happy. She seems happy. They're traveling to see each other. I want it to work out.
I wish him the best.
I do too.
Okay,
Good
Sam.
answer, John. Good
Sam,
answer.
Yeah,
I have a great question for you. You have the most experience in
yay.
this. And you know it's coming.
Can't wait.
How do you end relationships, Sam? Are you the type of person?
Because she had one.
Sam's the most. I'm just saying she's the most actively dating. Can't miss what you never had, huh?
Every time we've talked about a relationship with Samantha on this
Isn't it Women's
podcast,
History Month?
It is. So we're talking about your dating history. You're a woman. We're talking about your history. No, but seriously, I want to ask, how do you end things? Because I've talked to you a few times about this. Is it one date? How do you determine a second date? But at that point when you're like done with the person, do you ghost them? Do you text them? Do you call them? Is it in person at the date? You say, I'm done.
I think I wanted to be the one asking this, though. This is a hard thing. I wish I was the one asking this.
Whoops.
Because we definitely need to go around the table. Everyone needs to answer this question because I'm not a dating expert. I would love advice on this. But in the past, I have found that it's easier to text them and be respectful and just say, it was great getting to know you. I don't see this moving forward. I think it's best that we end this kind of now. For the
you don't
most
want to
part,
see them in person.
So that's my thing. Is it worth it? Because for the most part, it's them. We go somewhere and traditionally they pay, and I would hate for it to be the case to where I'm like sitting there being like, yeah, I know I'm going to end this, but you're going to sit here and you're going to pay for a meal. No, I feel horrible doing that. So for me, it's like, is it better just to? Is that a phone call?
Some girls
is that a
do that
text?
too.
Well, and I feel bad about that. I do feel like it's more respectful to do it in person, but how do I do that? Do I just like go to their house, knock on the door and say, oh, I'm sorry, done, and then like leave? So that's why I feel like the text is the easiest way. Just
not
let
a phone
them know.
call?
I mean, I could do a phone call.
Okay. I was just curious because like
phone call would be a text or a phone call for me are interchangeable. I could do either one and it would kind of be all right. I feel like you get more questions on a phone call,
right.
Which at the same time, it's just like, I don't have a rhyme or a reason. Like, I just know that this isn't working. And I in all honesty, I don't really think you need a rhyme or a reason. If I know it's not working, I'm not going to drag this on. You don't want me to be in this.
But they don't know that it's not working.
Yes.
They think it is working.
If they think it's working, then for the most part,
But sometimes you both know.
Yeah.
I've been in those situations before where it was like a mutual thing, and honestly, we both just kind of knew, and then we didn't really talk, either one of us afterwards, and it worked out well. I got lucky on a couple, but
my question is there a correlation between the amount of investment and the way you break up? Meaning, if we've just been dating a couple weeks, I think a text message will suffice. But if we've been dating 2 years and you text me and say that it's over a text message.
Yes, no, definitely. It is. This is what I'm talking about is I go on 1, 2, 3 dates, maybe even 4, but that's pretty much it. Like there's no relationship. This is just a get to knowing you stage. It's not, we're dating, we're officially together. In that case, I can walk over to your house and have a conversation with you. It's weirder if we're just kind of going on a few dates and then I'm like, oh, what do I do in this point?
There was a song years ago by Gladys Knight entitled "Neither One of Us Want to Be the First to Say Goodbye."
Mm-hmm.
In your private time, I encourage you, just go on YouTube and listen to that.
Sadly, I don't have an issue with
that. Oh, we know, Sam.
I do not have an issue with that. I'm the first one. I can't fake any sort of smile on my face. Like if I'm not having a good time, I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. I don't want to be here on this date.
But then wouldn't they know that you're not?
You would think, but apparently, I don't know. I can't pretend to go on another date just to be like, oh, maybe you never know. Like,
so how many times have you broken up?
What's the worst way you've ever broken up?
No, wait, let me say how many times.
Hold on, were we supposed to go around the table here? I feel like you guys are supposed to answer some of these questions. These are all coming from me.
I've broken up. Yeah, it ain't ever easy. I mean, the first time it was on the phone. I mean, I just, woo. And then there's that silence.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
so this is it?
You there?
So we good? I can hang up, right? I don't need to.
Yeah, that didn't go well. And if you're honest, I don't know what the statistics are. They used to be 50-50. I think statistics on divorce
are way up right now. Way up. Super
maybe
high.
North of 55%.
Yeah, I'm
that
close
means
to 70,
it ain't working.
I think.
So when you start talking about breaking up, but that means that there are a lot of single women.
John's
and
ready.
In this effort,
John's ready. He's got a birthday on Saturday, so ladies,
can we turn the camera towards John here?
In this effort of women,
not the eyebrows.
There he is, folks.
This is
Single,
Women's
ready
History
to
Month,
mingle.
and so we're going to talk to if I'm not mistaken, she's the only female CEO of an NBA franchise.
Black female.
Are there any other CEOs
I don't know.
that are female?
But I was just
she's
sprinkling
the only
that.
black one.
I was sprinkling.
St. Marshall of the Dallas Mavericks.
All right, guys, so I'm here at the BBO again with the amazing Miss St. Marshall of the Dallas Mavericks. How you feeling today, Miss Marshall?
I am feeling fabulous. We just had an amazing luncheon, so I'm feeling great.
All right. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and who you are.
I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, but my parents moved to the San Francisco Bay Area when I was a baby.
Okay.
And so that's where I spent the first 47 years of my life. Then made my way through North Carolina and landed in Dallas about 13 years ago. So I'm from all over the country.
Well, that makes the best kind of people. You're with the Dallas Mavericks. How has that been? How has your journey through the Mavericks been?
Yes, you're a Dallas Mavericks. Yes, I love the Dallas Mavericks. It's an amazing organization. We do a lot of things on and off the court to really try to excite, inspire, and unite people. So I just had my 6th anniversary, and so I'm just very happy to be in this job. And we are just trying to make good things happen. And right now, we are trying to win some more basketball games.
Don't let that go over your head. St. Marshall is the only black woman CEO of a major sports team. And did I get that right?
Of an NBA team. Yes.
Of the NBA team. How does that feel?
Well, it feels great, and it makes me realize that we have more work to do, and I'm the first, but I won't be the last. So I work every day to build that pipeline.
I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
One, How is Dallas? Now that you lived here, you moved here, you everything in Dallas.
Oh, I love Dallas. I love the business community, and that's what was so great about this luncheon we just had. I love the business community. Everybody is focused on making sure there is equity, and so everybody, it's a place where every voice matters and everybody belongs, which of course is our workplace promise at the Dallas Mavericks. I love the location. That I can get just about anywhere I need to go in the United States within 3 hours, but it's an amazing place to work, play, and do business.
And thank you. And the last question I have for you is, what do you have to say to young black women that look up to you or want to be where you are in life?
Oh, I'll tell these young black women they will do more than I've ever done. They are smarter than I am, and they have people like me to invest in them, and the sky is the limit. Dream, focus, pray, and then act.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Okay, so for this week on Can You Relate, as we've already said, it's Women's History Month. I just kind of want to pick y'all's brain. Who are the most influential women in your lives and why? I'm curious.
My mother, period, point blank. Of course, mom's a great woman. I think anyone who still has a mother in their life, or even if you had your mother in your life and she's passed or whatever, they're always going to hold a certain, there's no one that can ever replace your mom. But I got to think about who the rest of them are. I think my age range, a lot of people really love Michelle Obama. They like what she stands for. Some of them are mad about what she did to our school lunches, but it was, it was for the better of children's health. This is a hard answer. This is a hard question for me. I don't really know.
Obviously I agree with you when it comes to your mom. There's nobody that has had more influence on me because my dad died when I was 12, so it was my mom. And I hear her in my head every day, depending on the circumstances of the situation. And so most people have that kind of mother, though. Most people feel that way about their mom. I feel that way about my mom on everything, but I really feel that way around Thanksgiving and Christmas for what she used to cook. Oh, my God. And I know every child believes my mom has the best food. I get it. That's because you ain't had my mama's food.
I don't know, boss. You ain't had my mama's food.
But then clearly Sophia for me is that's my rock, man. End of sentence. You lean back, you feel her. And it's rare that you can find a woman who has beauty, but also has backbone. But don't get it twisted, she'll kill you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
She absolutely will kill you, graveyard dead, and bury your body and go on about her business. That's who Sophia is.
Sounds real familiar.
And I will always stay on her good side on that note. And we'll make sure of it. But no, really, Sophia is one of my favorite people. And I got to talk to her this week, and it's always fun when I get to talk to
speaking
Sophia.
of that, yep, she's going to kill me. She needs something from me. And I told her I was going to text her yesterday. So I might end up dead tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, why don't we end this podcast so y'all can all get with Sophia before we all get in trouble? That's the JBJ Management Podcast for this week.